never old enough to give a
We are Prodigy Agency. We represent and support the best esports players in the world. With our family spirit, we provide everything you need during difficult moments or epic ones. We work on every aspect of your journey, planning and managing your career to find the best teams toward one goal: victory. We negotiate your contracts and transfers. We find sponsors and commercial opportunities. We help you grow your own brand, cultivate your image, and developing your merch, social media, and content. We take care of your health and performances. And everything we do it for you. Your success is our goal. Prodigy Agency, players first.
Breaking that fast with a full clip of lyrics. Feel my spirit from your head to your speaker. Know where I'm headed, but riches. If you ain't with it, then good riddance. Popping and locking, I'll never be stopping. I'm jogging and never be breaking that sweat. I'm a judge operator.
We are Prodigy Agency. We represent and support the best esports players in the world. With our family spirit, we provide everything you need during difficult moments or epic ones. We work on every aspect of your journey, planning and managing your career to find the best teams toward one goal: victory. We negotiate your contracts and transfers. We find sponsors and commercial opportunities. We help you grow your own brand, cultivate your image, and developing your merch, social media, and content. We take care of your health and performances. And everything we do it for you. Your success is our goal. Prodigy Agency, players first.
Good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good morning, wherever you guys are around the world, and welcome back to the Prodigies. My name is Tudor, and alongside me, I've got none other than AC himself, and we are back right at you guys with some more ESEA action for the second play days right here at the Prodigies Agency. Mate, we had a really stellar opening in play day number 1 just a couple of days ago. How do you think this one's gonna go?
Oh man, it's great to be back. Honestly, it really depends on who's asking, you know, because my little heart couldn't handle the whole tenacity of going through 42 rounds on a double overtime as per usual when the Prodigies go into overtime. But today, I mean, we've played against this team in the last season 44 of ESEA Advanced with quite a good performance. Note that the team that we were supposed to play are the GentleFolks, as we do see here, but they have very, very recently, like 2 hours ago or something, rebranded themselves to
Hmm.
something that I'm about to butcher. So if you're Polish, please drive your sensitive ears away from the stream. Andrzeje. That's their
Yeah.
name right now, and I'm not going to be pronouncing that too often. I'll tell you that right off the bat.
No, neither am I. I mean, those kinds of rebrands, obviously really, really ballsy PR moves at the end of the day, and I can tell you that the common folk, just as the gentle folk, probably aren't too happy about that. So probably for the sake of this particular broadcast, we are just going to keep on referring to them as the gentle folk, or GF for short. But yeah, Polish Andrzej, little bit of a mouthful for us to pronounce phonetically. But hey, it is the second play day for ourselves right here at ESEA in the main division so far. Things are coming in hot. Things are coming in heavy. Obviously, we do have 2 new additions to the actual roster itself. Those are namely both Patrick and Creed that have come in to replace both Course and SBT. And so far, based off of what we have seen in that first opening game on Inferno, things have been going relatively smooth with onboarding these 2 new pieces of talent.
No, absolutely. I mean, Patrick has shown up a lot less on our debut game, really, and Creed seems to have a very, very level head when it comes to his playstyle. But this is actually the first time in about 2 or 3 seasons that we get to put our tiny little eyes in a Mirage map for the Prodigies. So last season we had very limited variety when it came to the map pool. We saw a couple of Anubises, we saw a lot of Nuke, and we saw a little bit of Inferno as well. The prior season was full on Inferno, but now we have a little bit of a switcheroo on one of the oldest maps in Counter-Strike Global Offensive on Mirage. So let's see how they actually handle the ins and outs of Mirage, because honestly, competitively speaking as well, it's not a map that you get to see too often. The top echelon of the teams usually go or opt to go into a Nuke or a Vertigo, because those are a little bit more technical maps, as you were. Mirage is still a map that people tend to play, but not as prominently as some of the more recent maps, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of it myself, but that is just my own personal preference. And even when it comes to the Prodigies, I'm a little bit surprised about the fact that they kind of let this one through the overall map veto phase, because they, as you mentioned, haven't played it all too often, and especially just in the last season of play at season 44 of ESEA, I believe they only played it the glorified time of once at the very, very start of the entire season team that was called the Witchers at the time, which was a 16-7 score line. I don't remember if I casted that one myself, but it was basically just an absolute stompage. They were obviously throwing haymakers left, right, and center versus the opposition, and it just basically playing Mirage came very, very naturally. They were extraordinarily sound with a lot of their A executions, which usually are fairly involved and convoluted with the amount of versatility that you can have in all of your different kind of smoke setups and that kind of stuff. And then, when it comes to B-side executions, you just literally remove your brain, because there's only one avenue you can go through, and that is a window.
I guess. Yeah, that's pretty average. That's pretty accurate. I mean, you could also try to smoke mid, but yeah. We'll see how this one goes on Mirage. Before we head into the game, we do have to take a look at our schedule to see exactly what lies ahead of us. As of today, we are going to play against GentleFolk, aka Andrzej. I said I wouldn't do it, but there we go again. But after today, we're going to play against Little Miss GG, Team ESEA, Jeste Budapest 5, and 2 teams that are still yet to be decided, who are going to have the privilege of being smited down by the Prodigies.
Quite the privilege indeed, and after all of that action is done, we are naturally going to go, fingers crossed, into playoffs yet again to see if we can maybe get ourselves one of those juicy, juicy promotions all the way to ESL Challenger League. That is obviously on the cards.
I would like that to be in the cards, and I would like that to be in the cards in a more convincing manner, because last season we managed to go into playoffs on a 5% chance. After a lot of magic crystals have been shuffled around, after a lot of maths have been made, we managed to be one of the teams on playoffs. We did manage the last season. Unfortunately, we lost both matches that we were declared on for playoffs. But hopefully this season, with our new and improved roster, we'll be able to break playoffs on a more convincing manner with, new tactics, new ideas to bring into play with two new players coming into the roster, and we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful, honestly. After that first game, I'm really hopeful.
Yeah, no, I'm super hopeful as well, and just the overall, I guess the overall transition from the advanced to the, or no, from the main to the advanced division over the span of just a couple of weeks was also extraordinarily smooth. With a lot of people not necessarily even hosting like.
Yeah,
too
stab
much-
round.
Yeah, okay.
Dude, or it's a stabby round.
It's a stabby wabby round. That is whew.
Ooh, who's coming?
Gonna be
Oh,
super spicy.
everybody! Oh, that's a lot of blood. That's a lot of blood
Yeah.
everywhere, and that
It's
is
super
FNK. It is. Everybody told me this is gonna happen. So Chris does get a backstab. He tries to go in, but he gets ganged by the Prodigies. We take home the knife front. I love it.
You know what I'm actually so excited about? The way that knife rounds are going to transpire in CS2, right? Because one of the tiny little details that they threw up on the blog post when they initially announced Counter-Strike 2 was all of the new door effects and mechanics when you...
Wait, really?
Like, yeah, no, it's an entire thing. You stab someone, you shoot somebody, and literal blood just gushes straight from the wound and splatters all over the wall, like it obviously in the way that it does right now. But I believe there's also now dripping mechanics include, so the blood will actually just drip on the wall, and then it'll also dry up so it looks less prominent, for example, compared to like a fresh. Yeah, no, go and check it out.
That's
super grimy.
I like to be surprised, but that is insane if that's true. Oh my. I mean, okay, cool. So, more to come on CS2, which should be close enough, right? It's going to come out this year still. But
Yeah.
until then, we have Global Offensive to fill our shooty shoot need and stabby stab needs for that matter. We'll see as
A-side.
FNK.
Well,
Oh
yeah.
wow, he got a headshot through the smoke, just
he does.
blind firing.
Yeah, bomb does go down, however, so a 5v4 retake is now on the cards. Obviously, the Prodigies had no A-side presence whatsoever, so now, well, the shoe's on the other foot. They have to try to assault this head-on. Patrick and FNK with 2 from inside of CT, and suddenly it's all down to Oscarish, who is just kind of stranded over towards mid, and he is about in the worst position imaginable right here, as that defuse is being stuck.
This is not something you want, because, alright, you're Oscarish, you just lost the bomb site, you have nothing to preserve, and you still managed to survive that out. I mean, you could have gone down in a hail of glory, but in a haze of glory, but that didn't happen.
Nope.
Yeah, but they still managed to get the plants. No kills on the side of, or actually, they do get one frag on the side of GentleFolk.
It was just
And
the one onto Kree. That was it.
Yeah, they take down Kree, so they will probably invest in a force buy, which is exactly what's going to happen. So round 2 force buy, while the Prodigies have a full buy of M4s and Kree on the entry with an MP9.
Yeah, seeing rifles come out this early is only going to be scary for GentleFolk, honestly. FNK already bags 1 with the A1S, and you've already got Shield starting to move up further and further, creeping his way to assume mid-control, and that is more than enough to just scurry away all of the T's back into their own hidey hole and spawn. So already, the Prodigy's doing a sublime job of locking down mid and just giving them absolutely no quarry whatsoever as they strike down Innocent on top of that.
So Kree here waiting on window. As you said, only one way in to be, and that's Kree, who is holding it down, making sure nobody comes through. Tutson's at 4, and SZ Pyro is at 69. Nice, but no armor. And so it's going to be a tough round for GentleFolk to actually try to navigate around. It's just a matter of trying to save that AK, maybe, perhaps. Drop it to someone who would have enough cash to throw it in, but they're going to cross the corner, and they're going to get taken down by Shield, who's waiting, with Patrick on backup.
Easy clap right there for Patrick on top of that. Claims the exit, and that is going to be a second kill of the round, but on top of that, massive stuff coming out from FNK on top of that as well. You know, it's been a really, really fun couple of weeks and a couple of months seeing FNK fully transition in from an IGL role just in season 43, I believe it was, to actually seeing him just, you know, for the majority of the part, drop the calling and pick up the fragging much more than I could have imagined.
Dude, FNK is looking great, at least on Mirage right now. His crosshair is right on point, right where it needs to be. He's already got 4 frags under his belt, no deaths, and not a great round for GentleFolk yet again on a full echo. Kree to close, but no! Kree bites a literal bullet from Innocent, who still gets a plant, and puts GentleFolk on a solid economic here
Yeah.
for the fourth round.
I mean, two kills found on the side of the Prodigies plus a bomb plant. That is about as big of a W as you can get for an eco round for the side of GentleFolk. I mean, they almost would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for the meddling kids, and by kids I mean Keen inside of the B bomb site, because the A side execution or fake of the execution I thought was sold pretty damn well.
Yeah. So that's going to be I mean, it was. As far as executions go, I mean, yeah, okay. But still, we have the Prodigies holding on to the AK since round number 2. And now GentleFolk finally have access to a full buy. And Mirage, as we've heard here before on this broadcast, Mirage is a sniper's playground. It's an opper's playground, and that's exactly what we're going to be seeing. Up on window, Keen pushing forward through cross, through connector to try to get a sneaky little pick, but it gets blinded and pushes back immediately.
Yeah. Also a rifler's playground. Just look at how mobile all of our A1Ss have been so far, and as we got Oscar. Also down below inside of that lower tunnel portion of the map, FNK looking to stave them off, and GentleFolk. Yeah, underpass, not to be confused with the contrast, which is overpass. That is its own map.
It is. Oh, underpass doesn't have a call out for underpass though.
No, it doesn't. Surprisingly, the underpass of overpass is just called connector, which I'm very pissed off about.
I mean, you couldn't make it that obvious now, could you? Shield on the op, making sure that he's the dominant sniper. Look at me, I am the sniper now. Prism still holding on to this op at 15 HP, looking through connector, watching Innocent's back as he's the one watching on the entry to B site. All 5 members of the Prodigies are alive, and they're just waiting for a play from GentleFolk to try to push it in. They find Shield on the op, but now they reveal their position.
Yeah, that was a brilliant find coming out from Prism as well, because Shield, he was actually anticipating the wide swing, not the very slow crouch level swing, and he just couldn't really combat that, unfortunately enough. But Prism is looking for number 2 right over here, and he's got one to his immediate left. I believe that is the gun barrel
saw the
spotted.
Suppressor. Yep.
Yeah. Doesn't know.
That's
a lovely shot coming out from Kree as well, and suddenly Innocent is given a chance to clap on top of that, and he will put himself into a 1v2 situation, but he doesn't have the bomb on his back, and with Patrick locking that portion of the map, completely denies Innocent the opportunity to clutch up. But even then, there were about like 10 seconds left on the clock, not enough to get the bomb down.
No, but still, that was a very prominent round for the GentleFolk squad here, as they do take down 3 members of the Prodigies in an attempt to secure a round. But still, we hold true, we hold strong, and we managed to take home a 4-0, at least for the time being. Let's see if we can maintain this. As economics are running low, and you can't, or some of our economics are at least running low, and we can't afford to lose too many members if we want to make this a snappy little match for the Prodigies.
Slow swing coming on through.
Yep, he saw that one coming.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and have a listen in with the Prodigies, what they think about this round.
Bomb.
Smoke ramp, guys, smoke ramp.
I smoke.
Are you controlling the bomb?
Dead palace.
Yeah.
Off dead.
Ramp, he's trying to take. I'm leaving, Patrick. I have it still. Not out. I have
Hop palace.
Could be already in con.
Yeah, hop palace, Mika.
Care under con.
I left B, Patrick.
Con
Holding con.
faded.
Holding con.
You flash ramp?
Yeah, right.
Do it inside.
Boom.
Don't see ramp.
I smoked apps.
I don't see con.
Ramp 1, burning. He goes down. I have apps. Dead ramp.
I'm with you.
You could tie me on B and go like
You can just focus on B.
I
if
pick
want.
on you, Kin.
I
I
have
one shot.
catwalk and con. I have catwalk and con.
Such clean plays. Honestly, the wide swings, the clean plays, the Prodigies have it all here on Mirage, and GentleFolk, they're just being played with right now.
Yeah, no, it's a little bit embarrassing to see GentleFolk go down this easily 2 buy rounds in a row. Arrow, though, is going to do his damnedest to see if he can salvage anything in the last 20 seconds and just rack up a few more of those exits, but it's looking pretty bleak for him.
It is. They know exactly where he is, but he has an op and a dream, and that op is a Dragon Lore op. That's a lot of money the boy has in his hands. He sees the shadows. He does not find the shot, and the Prodigies secure the 5th round in a row, and a nice little Dragon Lore for themselves if Shield wishes for it.
Pretty sick stuff coming out all together. The one thing that I really love is the fact that Keen, at every single moment of that round, was just never satisfied with all of the space that he claimed. He was so close up to ramp, and he's just like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and camp the bomb for a little bit. Suddenly he gets himself a freeb, and he's like, you know what, I'm still not satisfied. Let me dig myself deeper into T-spawn. And then he ultimately became the entire hero of that round. But that is 5 in a row for the Prodigies. And into the 6th we go, with GentleFolk immediately legging it down the underpass.
Oh, but they're heard all the way through as they're legging it super loud. The anti-ecos are usually our Achilles' heels, and it's turning out to be another one. We're still leading in terms of numbers. It's 3v2 right now. GentleFolk, they've picked up some weapons. They started with Tech 9s, and now they have a couple of AKs to their name.
Yeah, but the bomb is down over towards lower mid. Pero is close enough to actually pick that up, and he gets away with the frag onto Patrick. He's wary about Kree being at the top of mid. Shadow spotted by Shield. That's plenty of intel to prompt that reaction swing to come on through. Easy pickup with the AWP. And Shield and Kree not in the mood to tomfool or trifle about. They're going to buddy up and just creep over towards B instead. Give Pero enough space to work with, but he's just kind of stuck statuary and stationary at the bottom of mid.
Not a lot he can do, honestly, because he doesn't have information. The Prodigies is circled around the map completely on shift, so they don't really know. Oh, well, they spot him.
Yep.
That's the problem that they have right now, because they didn't, like, the one player, Pero, he had no idea where the Prodigies were. We saw them circling from window all the way around through market, over through B side, over on B long.
Yeah.
Trying and circling all the way around in to connect, to get a sight on connector, and maybe, have someone keep on lurking on B, and they split their efforts if they couldn't find it, but they found exactly what they were looking for, and we secured the 6th round. It is looking super clean right now.
Yeah, it looked really clean right over there, and we are going to just immediately thwart ourselves into round number 7. Another buy round coming out for the GentleFolk, and this is the one that they need to win.
Lord.
FNK, well, flashes himself in, and that is a beautiful entry. Drawing first blood onto Oscar is going to deny a little bit of mid control, but GentleFolk, they're not going to give up easily just yet.
No, they're not. But the thing is, GentleFolk really wanted to go for that B long rush, trying to get something different going on. With the Prodigies were well ahead of that. FNK with a beautiful flash on entry, stopped them completely, and now they have to think twice about what they want to do. They're a little bit lost. You have 2 players in mid, another one down, but we're gonna listen in on the comms, see if the Prodigies agree with us here.
Give them bomb. Ramp. Flash from ramp.
I'm falling back.
One ramp, one mid, one unknown.
Yeah, take window boost,
Yeah.
Patrick.
I'm jiggling so it doesn't go jungle.
I'll push inside palace.
One is ramp.
I got
On
window
ramp.
now.
I pushed inside palace.
Yeah. I'm just hiding.
Might have spotted me.
Could go jungle. I said that.
Nice.
That was mid guy.
Ramp coming. Both ramp. One side, one
I'm
ramp.
playing from short. Cannot plant for short.
Both
I'm
sides. One close city, one default.
City close. And
Default,
default.
default.
Wait, I'll flash in front of you, Patrick.
I go to you actually.
No, peek.
I
Flashing.
flashed. Bomb.
Close
Side
fire,
for you,
close
shot.
fire.
Sandwich. Fire somewhere. Tetris maybe. Run.
Holding you.
Nice.
Nice.
Cool.
Clean comms, no overlapping. I mean, they know exactly where GentleFolk are, and they're making no joke out of this. They want to take this seriously, and they want to avenge what was a 42 round on their initial debut on the season 45. Man,
Yeah, exactly. Now they're just speed running the way through Mirage. They have had a couple of mistakes here and there, but yet to drop the ball officially and formally once in the 7 rounds of play that we have seen so far. Brilliant reaction time coming out from Kree as well. Truly playing his life over towards the bottom end of that palace, but Keen with a little bit of a mistake. Definitely could have ended off a little bit easier right there, given he would have actually, pick up that 2-piece versus GentleFolk, but the rest of his team, they were just close by to bail him out, so it worked out fairly well in the end. Ooh, nice reaction time from Pero as well to immediately extinguish that molly.
I know. I mean, nice reaction as well from Shield from window to molly that back when he was completely blinded after the window smoke. So the Prodigies know exactly how to play around Mirage. I mean, we talked about this in the beginning. It's an ancient map. You're bound to know tips and tricks, even know that it's an ever-evolving map. They've come up with a couple of new smoke spots as well for the map, but still, GentleFolk are struggling super hard. And Prodigies are just dominating the rotations on the CT side, which I guess you could argue that this map is very CT oriented, but it is still something that the Prodigy is doing admirably well.
Ooh, there's Tutson with the opener, or not the opener, but the trade to the opener onto FNK on top of that, and Kree gets tagged in range a little bit, and he will be the last anchor remaining on that B bomb side, but not for long. Oh, what a drive-by onto Shield. No chance in hell for him to combat that in any way, shape, or form, and it looks like GentleFolk might actually scrap away with the first round over here, as it's all down to Keen in the 1v3.
Keen in a 1v3, I mean, there's two ops that he has to face off against. I guess he just wants to save that AK for the time being. It'd be great if he could find one of those ops. He sees one wide swing from Keen to pick up a kill on Oscarich, and hopefully this will be it, unless he wants to maybe go for defuse, but I doubt that's gonna happen. He just wants to pick up that op for Shield and, you know, give GentleFolk their first round of the game, really.
Yeah, just one more exit potentially onto Prism right over here, and that is more than accomplished. Oh, but looks at the wrong way, the wrong moment. That's a little bit painful right there for him, but hey, that still was the kind of round that we were expecting after a very long time to actually be put up by GentleFolk. A sign of life, a heartbeat. We know they're capable of playing, and they've just shown that to us right there.
Yeah. No, that was a great entry. I mean, I guess it's about those unpredictable swings, and that's exactly how they managed to pick up this game, or this round at least. Look at Oscar. Like, he just swings wide, gets a kill on window. I mean, we had a little bit of a saving grace here on Keen, but one little misstep. He didn't believe he would be in a corner, but it was the exact corner that he decided not to look at that really took it home. Now Keen, they're actually swatching it around.
Oh, this is brilliant. He picks up so many kills right over there, and he's just ripping and tearing his way on through. He has control, well, not necessarily of the bomb, but, well, yeah, you've got Prism, who is caught between a rock and a hard place on his own little island towards that top mid side. Keen is going to dig himself a little bit further back as Kree is maintaining overwatch over that bomb inside of Connector. Prism is not going to be able to pick that up without exposing himself. Somehow gets away with it. Why are you stopping?
No!
Oh, yeah, that's a bit... That one hurts. I don't understand why Prism had to stop. He was trying to smoke so that he could run through it completely safe, but the longer that you linger inside of Connector, the more of a sitting duck you become.
Yeah, I mean, he just stepped on that pineapple, and it turned out to be a very aggressive pineapple, but still, the Prodigy's back on the win streaks here. 8-1 on the scoreboard. The economy is not looking great, because we're swapping around guns left, right, and center, but we're still healthy enough for this round for the time being. 7-1, even, yep, that was a big nade there from GentleFolk. Though, even though the fact that we're still in a full buy, our economy isn't looking too solid. If GentleFolk manage to find a couple of important frags here on the Prodigies, they will be able to push forward and secure themselves another round. And if they do secure this round, it could be dangerous for the Prodigies to play around on the 11th round forward.
Yeah, but it is FNK this time with the big green in his arms to find the opener onto Pero. Keen is going to double down and shut down Oscarish on top of that. Ooh, FNK, well, he thought he saw something down there over towards Connector, and his suspicions were confirmed, but just not in the prime way. Innocent with a backstab finally tames that Deagle. Just one, and it will be traded off by Keen, and suddenly Prism gets away with the Tech 9 spray. Scree will retort, though, and that is going to leave Tudson in a 1v2. He's got rifles aplenty left all over the map, and he's got the bomb on his back, eyes set over towards B.
All right. Now, could this 2v1 end up with? Tutson still has the bomb.
Scree has no idea.
Oh, he knows now. Tutson will he trigger discipline? No, he triggers discipline out the window. Keen immediately detects where the shot came from and puts him down. They were waiting for that crossfire, and they found it. I mean,
yeah.
Again, not a good place for the Prodigy to be in economically. We saw how bad the economy was last round, and losing 4 members this round probably was not the optimal situation to be in. But we still managed to scrape around a full buy, not full utility, no helmets, and only 2 kits, but still a full buy nonetheless.
I think it was round number 5 or 6 that also got desperately close in the anti-eco. And these rounds shouldn't be that close when GentleFolk only have Deagles and Tech 9s to work with. Kindo over towards that Ubercon side. I don't think he knows that Tudson is on the other side. As the moment that smoke starts to dissipate, he will get an angle. Hops onto the crate to see if he can get a better line of vision, but that smoke dissipates and he kind of just realized, yeah, I'm stuck in a very, very awkward position now.
And he has no idea, but Tudson was holding that up. So that angle, as soon as that smoke would dissipate, Keen would be facing a very heavy bullet, traveling at a very high rate of speed down his path. But right now,
what, 800 meters a second, I think, is travel time for a bullet?
I have no idea, honestly. I don't think we have travel times because it's a hit scan, but it's fine.
Oh, I'm just talking about like IRL comparison rates. Yeah.
Oh, big shield through the wall. I have no idea, honestly. That'd be something good to look up in a second.
He's inside a kitchen, and that is no, this is actually Innocent inside a kitchen. He's got the element of surprise, and he's got 2 kills already bagged and found. He hopped into that middle window inside of the sniper's nest like freaking ages ago. He played that so patiently and waited for the right moment to strike down 2 CTs inside of B. And he just created so much space to get that bomb down to the point that, yeah, it's all down to Patrick. He can definitely go for this, but time is of the essence. No kit on his util belt.
Well, does that mean that we're going to concede round 11 over to GentleFolk? I think so.
Probably, yeah.
Patrick's going to hold on to the M4, his Kevlar helmet, and 2 nades here for the next round. I mean, we have a very, very comfortable lead here with 9 rounds to only 1 for GentleFolk, make it 2. But then again, GentleFolk still have a lot of money to play with because of their consecutive losses here. Round after round after round, which means that they're going to have a very, very healthy full buy here on the 12th round with an off.
It is getting scarier and scarier with each passing round. Innocent definitely being the MVP of the last right there. Doing anything and everything done by all means necessary to get GentleFolk their second round over here. But obviously, yeah, we only have 4 more rounds left over in this half, and this tiny little eco round is merely a small hurdle on the road for the Prodigies. They could still very realistically hit double digits the moment they get that economy back up.
Yeah, I mean, we're running out of time here to get the double digits. We're already on the 12th round, only 3 rounds left to play. But yeah, that could still absolutely happen. We've seen that we're still proficient with these anti-ecos, and Patrick's making short work of GentleFolk as they try to force an entry on A.
Oh, beautiful read coming out from Oscar as well to just find, I believe, a slight little smidgen of Kree probably exposed through the crates at Firebox, or maybe that was just a wild pre-fire onto the MP9, but either way, it is going to be all down to Shield right here. 5-7, and he does spot out the bomb plant, and he can reclaim control of lower ramp, but that is about all the distance he will get to cover. Innocent strikes him down to lock in a 7th personal kill of the round so far. Well, that was a little bit to be expected for the Prodigies with a very, very weak buy coming out. Problem is that given their investments in the last round, they have absolutely nothing moving into this next round right now.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, even though that was a weak buy, it was still a forced buy that the Prodigies decided to go into here on the 12th round, and it costed them their economy for the 13th round, and now they're going to be forced to play on a forced buy. I like Patrick. I mean, I'm a fan of the P2K, honestly. I really like Patrick's choice of firearms here. He's a great addition to the Prodigies roster. But still, 5 minutes of the Prodigies stacking the window. It's a kill squad on Oscar. He has no idea, and he just lost himself an AK.
Yeah, that's fallen into the hands of Keen, who is immediately going to start challenging this downrange, but the double nade stack coming out, and those nades are just bombarding the Prodigies as they are struggling to push themselves through no man's land. Patrick gets skewered and burns alive. FNK, the last player around, to keep this AK intact.
Ever seen anything like this? That was a round where 4 of the potential 5 kills of GentleFolk happened with grenades. The 5th one was a firearm, but 3 grenade kills and 1 molly kill. That was impressive.
Talk about orbital bombardment, Jesus Christ.
mean, I guess
Prodigy's
they had the information, right? I mean, the guy
Yeah,
got gunned down on window by 4 players. It's like, as soon
else
as
are
that,
you gonna do?
yeah, as soon as that happened, they're gonna be like, oh, okay, that's gonna be a bum rush for that 1 AK that he dropped, and they're gonna try to secure it with him. So I guess we'll just throw the grenades down connection and see what happens, and that's what happens at the end of the day.
Yeah, you play a little bit of skee ball and suddenly you get like 10,000 points or however the hell points work in skee ball. I don't know, but
I don't know, man. Something
Don't know.
about throwing balls on skis. I don't know. I never played it.
yeah, dude, it's pretty strange. And the holes that you have to throw the balls into, they get like consistently
Holes?
smaller and smaller. Yeah. So
Thank you.
it's a game. It's like
No, it's
arcade
okay.
kinda
It's
game.
okay. I already
It's an
got word
arcade
from
game.
production to stop, or else I can say things that can get me canceled. It's fine. Let's not do that. Okay,
what
no,
is
no.
going on here? Because Keen has control of bomb.
How
and
does he
has
have
it from
control of bomb?
I don't know. He got a little bit curious, messed around and found out, and now he might actually just single-handedly win the round for the Prodigies as Shield gets away with 1. Prism dug deep over towards that sniper's nest, finds the head of Kree on top of that. And this is getting very, very awkward for GentleFolk to actually dig themselves out of, because guess what? The Prodigies have reinforcements back inside of T-spawn.
I mean, I guess the goal here for GentleFolk was basically, hey, let's try to push deep and see how the Prodigies are sorting themselves out, so we can find a way to find the optimal push path. But it backfired completely because Keen just rushed T-spawn and found the bomb dropped on the spot.
Yeah. 2v2 now. It is fairly even, but with 25 seconds left, the GentleFolk have to get themselves at least 1 kill, recover that bomb, and somehow get a plant off as well. I don't personally think it's going to happen. Well, that's actually Oscar checking the wrong elevation, and Patrick is going to happily eat up that kill. And he's still hunkering down, maintaining control of that bomb as Prism. Yeah, he's not even going to bother trying to pick it up anymore. He is on the run, and FNK might actually just meet him halfway here for the easiest kill of his life, but nope. GentleFolk, they heavily fumble that round, and the Prodigies, they will happily pick up a 10th.
Questions to ask and nobody to answer them. I guess the call there was literally just, let's try to push, get them to get the Prodigies to maybe focus and rotate around on a single point, so we can go pick up the bomb later and rotate and counter rotate whatever rotation they're going to be up with. But Keen just outsmarted them with the T-Rush, and that was actually really, really good. Prodigy secured another round, double digits like you said, and the 15th round is upon us. FNK on window, and GentleFolk taking it slow here as they scatter around through Mirage.
Oh, this is so ballsy coming out from Scree. The smoke dissipates, and up close and personal right in his face with the MP9. Keen also locking down Palace. This is brilliant for the Prodigies as they have slapped down 3 players in the span of about 5 seconds.
All right, so we can both agree that Mirage is a heavily CT-sided map, right? But to have 10 rounds, I'm saying 10, but it's probably going to end up being 11. An 11-round gap to play with on T-side is an abysmal task for GentleFolk to an abysmal hurdle for GentleFolk to really try to overcome. And
7-round gap.
Yeah, and it's a very big gap for the Prodigies to breathe from,
I mean, after this round is completely done and dusted, all they realistically need is 4 to hit map points, 5 to close this one off, and easily mark it down as the easiest map of their regular season in season 45 so far.
Yeah. I mean, close down the pistol round and you should be good to go for the upcoming 2 rounds, because you either force the GentleFolk to go into a forced buy or force them to go into an echo round, which is also not optimal.
Nope.
Because you're
not
sacking
in the
2.
slightest.
So like you win pistol round, you force a sack on the second round from that, and you just have to win 2 more rounds and you should be good to go, right?
Yeah,
on paper,
easy
that's
peasy.
how it should work. Let's see if on the practical side of things, it is how it's going to work.
Yeah, those questions will be answered, though, in just a couple of minutes. We're going to cut to a short little break, and when we return, we'll close off the second half on Mirage. See you soon.
Breaking that fast with a full clip of lyrics. Feel my spirit from your head to your speakers. Know where I'm headed.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Current scoreline is 11-4 on Mirage. The Prodigies versus the GentleFolk has been quite the bombastic CT side, and now as the shoe is being slipped onto the other foot, well, the Prodigies off on the T side are, well, immediately heading out of the gates right to the races. Full control of B site already established.
They had the slingshot ready to go. They released the thingamabob, and boom, they went and took down 3 players. But now they're down to 3 themselves, and Prism trying to defend the site on his own through Market. Let's see if he can actually do something about this. I doubt it, as 3 members of the Prodigies are really, really healthy in this first pistol round, and everything is going according to plan, Tudor.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, all Prism can technically do is just click on their head's forehead, but even that is too much to ask.
Nah,
probably.
I mean, you want to save that that Kevlar at least. It's 650 cash that you're not gonna have to spend the next round, you know. So you're at 100. You might as well just cut your losses and get at least a decent force for the next round, because the Prodigies just storm rolled through B on an exemplary B rush, like one that we haven't seen from GentleFolk, and just textbooked it into a solid pistol round on T side. Yeah.
Dude, they also did a really, really good job with the setup smokes. I think they only committed and actually bought 2. They smoked off short, as well as the kitchen window on top of that. So they basically had all of the pieces to the puzzle right from the get-go, and GentleFolk really didn't know how to combat that. That's an entry coming out from FNK right over there on top of that. Tudson waved goodbye to before he could even wave hello through the window.
How do you even get away with these things? Like, seriously. The Prodigies make it look super, super easy, and they're on the offensive side on a map that should be relatively straightforward to lock down as a CT, but the Prodigies are just breaking through GentleFolk's defenses like it's nothing.
But let's go ahead and tune into the Prodigies team comms. See how they go about the 17th round.
He's spamming fucking con.
Yeah, I'm gonna do window again.
Yeah, but wait for Patrick. Patrick do top con, me and
Watch
Shield.
out this spawn, Patrick.
Me and Micha are gonna take
I'm ready.
ladder and we go back A. Yeah,
Do
do it.
top con.
Let's take ladder, me and Micha, and we're gonna go
I'll
back A.
flash con. Or I
Did
can flash
window?
ladder for you. I'll flash ladder for you.
Yeah, do
I'll
it.
We
take
can
the bomb
walk.
after.
Let's walk in. Walk.
Under is clear.
I'm getting the bomb.
You go from con.
Let me go first skin.
Crawl.
Flash?
Flash.
Flashed. Leaving.
It's clear.
Let's go to spawn, Patrick. He's split A.
I'm gonna stay in jungle and control rotation.
Let's go, guys.
They block
They
B.
just swung B, yeah.
Come.
Let's take timing.
20 seconds.
Dead ramp.
20, get. Let's
First
go, let's
clear.
Maybe
go.
one more.
Miko clear.
I have
Talking
kitchen.
top con.
15 seconds.
I will plant for
Small
short.
ticket. I missed top con. You can still plant for short.
I have city.
It can be
I have
short.
apps.
Care ninja, care
City
ninja.
clear. I have city.
Watch out ramp already. Maybe you can take it, Patrick.
Yeah.
I have
I'm under
apps.
palace.
Let's save the guns. Make some economy.
Save some economy, man. Like, do you even need to save some economy this deep into the game? Because, wow, GentleFolk have no room to even wiggle their toes.
It's like, I wanted to say wearing like the exact same kind of pair of shoes that your mom probably bought you, and she said like, oh yeah, you're definitely gonna grow into these like as a kid, and then you grow into them and you realize this is actually freaking painful. Mom, please buy me new shoes.
Yeah,
She straight up says no.
not at all. GentleFolk absolutely need to be new, or would like to be new shoes, but I guess it's the Prodigies, the shoe that fits the bill in this clean sweep here.
Yeah.
If
Prodigies are quite literally running away with it. They've got the best pairs of shoes out there right now.
They do, and it's incredible. I mean, FNK opening up the round just through window with an AK, not even trying to out-op on mid, like, that's illegal on the unsung Mirage rules.
And the thing that even scares me the most about it is FNK has been so damn on point throughout this entire best of one so far, getting absolutely ridiculous and just, as you mentioned, absolutely illegal shots at times. He's not even top fragging in the server. That reward goes to Keen for the time being, who just somehow in the last a half hour managed to rack up 17 kills like it was absolutely nothing, and we barely even noticed it.
I mean, I guess most of those Well, not most of his kills, but I guess part of those kills you have to attribute to the very, very bold rotation on the CT side when we went all the way around. One of the last few rounds he was playing with the FAMAS, right, where we saw GentleFolk drop the bomb, and he went through T-spawn, and he got, I think he was like 3 kills out of that. But yeah,
Something
overall,
around that, yeah.
Patrick once again surprising us all with his performance so far. He's 15-7 when it comes to frags, and he's playing Galil right now. Keen already managed to find his way all the way up through secrets and getting a frag on Innocent. What is this?
FNK finds 2 on top of that inside a connector, just lingering about short, overstaying his welcome a little bit. And as you see, Oscar is trying to rectify the situation, reoccupying that last territory, but FNK is already long gone. Patrick inside of Apps on top of that, and Oscar doesn't stand a chance in hell. Gunned down by FNK, marks his triple on the round, and Patrick chiming in for the very last kill is going to total up to 16 on top of that. The Prodigies, they find themselves 1 away from map points, 2 away from outright taking Mirage. And it could potentially end off in a very flawless start off to this T side. Keep in mind, on the CT side, they walked away with, what was it, 6 or 7 rounds in a row? They don't even need to do that right now on the T side. All they need is just a total of 5 rounds in a row, and that's it.
Yeah, we dropped 4 rounds on CT side. And important rounds as well for GentleFolk. It was you saw those rounds and we were like, okay, GentleFolk deserve these rounds because they managed to outfight the Prodigies. But at this point in time, I mean, you have to consider the Prodigies to be just a superior squad overall. Because not only in terms of movement, but in terms of crosshair placement as well, the Prodigies are just leagues ahead of GentleFolk.
Yeah. It's like comparing not apples to oranges, but like we'll go with apples and oranges because action is going down right now.
Apples and
Oscar
oranges
does rectify the situation a little bit, and it is going to stick Kree into a 1v3, and he can't quite find that the connection over towards the player inside of CT. I was thinking of connecting, or at the very least, like comparing something super ridiculous, like an eggplant to a cherry tomato.
Yeah, that would be a comparison and a half. I'm glad you didn't do it, question mark. But hey, GentleFolk managed to grab themselves yet another round, but I fear that it might be too little, too late, because economically the Prodigies are just so much better than the GentleFolk. Even though, like, I see the GentleFolk, they're trying something new, but unfortunately, Innocent completely missed the window hop over to Belong.
Yeah, that's a bit rough. Also, I'm pretty sure Patrick and Shield, they both took about 60 points worth of damage from the same op shot. I think that was Tutson who just got a collateral on them with a single shot, and an easy cleanup with an HE is immediately going to strike Patrick into a 6-foot grave. Not off to a great start, the Prodigies in round number 20 so far, but Shield not going to go down without a fight. Secures 1 underneath, and Kree on the lurk is also going to open up that A-bomb side, just testing and tampering it a little bit.
Yeah, we still have Shield on the op. Maybe try to do something as they rotate through T-spawn. Maybe try to find a positioning on a site. They still have 2 mollies to work with and a smoke. On the other side, GentleFolk only have 2 flashbangs and 1 singular smoke in the hands of Tutson. I do think it would be worth it for him to try to separate that spam with the rest of the squad instead of keeping it in his own pocket, as he is the opera after all.
He's looking for a bit of an opener, potentially over towards jungle, but Prism has since rotated off back towards CT. He's got plenty of cover to work with, and sooner rather than later, this Palace Pop is going to come into motion on top of that. But the Prodigies, yeah, it's on. They're being very sneaky about it. It's more smokes tossed on through, and now Prism, hearing all of that audio, knows exactly what's going on. Tutson, though, does find one onto Kree as FNK gets that bomb plant down.
All right, nobody's looking over at Ticket. That's exactly where we're seeing Tutson, or not Tutson, but a Prism holding himself out on. Shield through Palace might be finding Prism as soon as he pops out. And there he is, the wide swing! The wide swing catches Shield off guard. Managed to secure the kill. Now it's 2v1, and FNK has eyes on bomb.
Yeah, he does. Brilliant angle on top of that. Gets just the one onto Prism, but Oscar was just at the right moment, at the right time to get a trade. Plenty of time to get the defuse with a kit on his back as well. The GentleFolk, they narrowly get away with that round by the skin of their teeth, but it was Tutson that made it possible, finding one from Connector to throw them into the 2v3, allow them to challenge some more favorable gunfights on top of that. But the Prodigies, I mean, considering how horrendous the round actually started off, the fact they were able to actually clawed back into a 3v3 post plant, that's about as solid of a job as you could do.
No, absolutely. GentleFolk coming alive here, closer to when they're close to the edge, when they're under pressure. It seems like it is what it takes to get them to get the ball rolling on their court, and now they're economically stable, or at least for the time being. I mean, the Prodigies have one more buy left in them, but I mean, with the room we have to breathe, we can probably, like, the Prodigies can probably afford to throw down a couple of echoes and still be in a comfortable lead.
Yeah, 100%. And as long as they're consistently getting bomb plants down, that is just extra cash at the end of the day. Translates to an extra HE, an extra smoke, what have you. And you can just continuously apply pressure, even if you're not buying AKs every single round.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you can still probably invest in a couple of Galils here and there if you really want to have rifles each and every single time. But, I mean, at this stage, it's only going to get harder and harder for GentleFolk to continuously reinvest into their rifles. But I'm going to shut up because the teams want to actually do a little bit of talking.
Smoke jungle. They're ready, like on B.
Smoke.
Should be like 3B
Smoke, I
right now.
don't flash
I'm
con.
flashing con. And we're going B.
Don't see.
You have no flashes. I'm gonna smoke each window.
Smoked it.
One was Edward, one was
You're
Ben.
alone, Kin, you're alone. Kill, can you smoke short? I smoke
Edward,
each
one.
window.
Go. Yeah. Do it, smoke, just smoke.
Okay, never mind. Do it now. You do both, I drop you.
Go.
We have no flashes, guys. We need to go hard clear balcony.
Yeah.
Go from under to A after. Come from under
Let's
to
try
A.
to press pressure and go back to under to A.
Let's go back.
Fuck
One
off.
default.
Open A.
Default one. Kill
Let's
him.
go.
Let's go, chat.
Under default.
Default.
Bench.
The bench. Car.
And that was another unsuccessful B push from the Prodigies.
Yeah.
GentleFolk seem to have lined up what they want to do, what they want to achieve for this game. Or at least for this half for the time being. And they managed to secure 3 rounds in a row. Still, that gets them closer to the Prodigies, but still not enough. The Prodigies have a lot of lead to work with. You do see the amount of cash they have in pocket, and the amount of, compared to what kind of buy they went through. You have 1 Deagle, 1 Tech 9, but not a lot of hurry to try to close out. Oh my!
Nope. Yeah. FNK just constantly delivers with these absolutely ridiculous shots. That gets translated into a bomb plat, and sure, Hellfire might be raining upon the Prodigies in the form of those HEs, but the fallen AK might actually be the defining factor here. Oscar finds one in home territory. Their shield taming the recoil of that AK to find the head of Tudson on top of that.
This is actually incredible how we managed to pull through with an echo round like this, but immediately would try to fetch the kill after the CT spawn. Don't quite get it, but the defuse is going to come through, and it is going to be yet another round for the GentleFolk, 4 in a row. But, I mean, with the plans, with those 2 kills, we're going to have enough economies for another full buy here.
Yeah, I mean, Patrick's on almost 7.5k. He can actually go ahead and drop an AWP to shield if he really wants to, which I think is exactly what the Prodigies are going to do, because you simply put need a big green in the arms of shield right over there. GentleFolk, though, they have narrowed the gap down all the way back down to 6, so things are looking much more realistic, doable, and tangible for the CT side right now, but they have yet to put their laurels to rest, because I think this is where their mettle is truly going to be tested. A competent buy round coming out for the Prodigies might be the biggest challenge yet for the GentleFolk.
Let's see how they tackle that challenge. I actually like the fact that they have 4 diffuse kits in their pockets. A lot of spam to work with as well. It's just a matter of keeping it calm, if they want to get close to the Prodigies. We're still in 14 rounds here. Bomb is on the back of Patrick. Shield with the op just moved out of mid. They have all the information that they need. They know that the layout of the land means that the GentleFolk are mostly stacking on B side, so they're immediately going to rotate over to A side.
That's not a good flash coming on through, but Keen somehow actually gets away with it.
Oh!
Pero digs himself in a little bit too deep, and Patrick is also going to claim the life of Innocent. Now suddenly it's all down to Prism, alone, scared, and very, very vulnerable over towards that A bomb site, and he's been isolated inside a jungle. FNK dug deep over towards CT. Perfect flashbang comes on through. Tudson, no opportunity to respond whatsoever as the Prodigies get this bomb down. This should be a 15th locked in.
Should be, but Prism has been hunkered down on that jungle corner for pretty much the whole duration of the round, which probably bought him enough time for the Prodigies to actually neglect that corner. Maybe he can pull some magic out of his little pocket. On the other side of the map, though, we have Oscarish, who's probably going to hold on to that AK, not going to try to do much about it. Let's see. Prodigies are evacuating the bomb site. Will Prism attempt a miracle defuse, or is he just going to save the M4? The answer is they're going to save the M4, and they're going to try a run for the Prodigies' money on the 24th round here. Match point for the Prodigies.
Yeah, look at Kree on the cam.
He's having his best time.
He is, bro. He is fragging out, he is slaying, and he, well, he's just having a freaking good time right now.
He is.
Minus the actual fact that he's only on 9 kills for the time being, but doing a good job calling and supporting wherever he can. I mean, Prodigy's on 15 though, yeah.
We've already established from the way from Kree's buys and the overall playstyle. Oh, nice boost here from GentleFolk. I think this is what they needed. A little bit of unpredictability to pull through with this play, but FNK and Shield down mid, gun down GentleFolk as they come through.
Oh, it's so damn messy. Tudson ran out of ammo, and Shield couldn't chamber in the next round into the AWP. Tudson had to clean it up with that USP, and he gets away with a final frag onto Patrick as well. Brilliant stuff coming out from the GentleFolk right there to throw caution to the wind and just bum rush that top mid side. I thought for a second that the player, I believe it was actually Kree, that might have been over towards Chair, could have gotten away with a couple of kills, but
Keen.
he just got shut down immediately. Yeah, no, it was Keen, excuse me. And then FNK comes in for the rescue just a little bit towards the very tail end, finds a nice little spray transfer onto 2, but no more.
Desperate times called for desperate measure, and GentleFolk found the chink in the Prodigy's armor as they bum rush through mid. But let's see if they can do it again, as GentleFolk do not have the setup to go for the same play again. Prodigy switch it up a little bit, become a little bit more aggressive, and this turns GentleFolk's potential anti-push in a complete holdout on A sites.
Tudson and Shield exchange op shots. They're going to go ahead and recover that bomb as we are now stuck in the 3v3, potentially the last 3v3 that we'll see on Mirage for the time being. Rotation.
Sorry, yeah?
No. What song is that?
I don't know. It's probably something from a movie or something. I don't. Hard question.
No, because I was thinking it was what's the name?
Yes. I hard
movie. Yes.
I hard agree. It's GentleFolk. Oh, we can't take our eyes off this game for like 2 seconds. It immediately swaps around. It like immediately turns around.
Yeah, no, I swear. The moment that we're actually talking about something interesting, the players just decide to interrupt us. Like, it's super rude of them.
I know. How dare they? GentleFolk's still holding out on A side since the beginning of the round. Sandwich, nobody's home. FNK now holding out on Sandwich. He is the ham, and he is the cheese, and he is taken down by Innocent.
AWP shot doesn't connect either, and that is a very, very easy frag for Pero right there. So, the GentleFolk, they also joined the Cool Kids Club as they now hit double digits as well.
Oh, is that what it takes?
Still... Yeah.
Oh. Oh, I like that. He didn't pop the, You see, usually people just pop the vase right off the bat, but he used the vase as cover there. The vase.
Vase, I think, is like a little bit too nasty.
Is it?
I mean, it has an E at the end of the word.
Is it not how you pronounce it? I'm not native.
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
fair enough.
I mean, It's either Vaz or Vase, but the E is there, and I'm definitely going to use it to pronounce the ace. Carnage on the A-bomb side, though, however, completely compromised. The GentleFolk have lost out, and the bomb plant does go down, resetting that clock back up to 45. This is an eco buy for the Prodigies that has so far translated into, well, pretty damn good success so far. Tutson looking to re-engage with Oscarish on top of that, but the Prodigies, they are stuck and isolated over towards ramp. The GentleFolk have to reoccupy this territory. And FNK, well, he's got an inkling that somebody might be coming over towards Ninja, but loses out on the heads-up gunfight. There's Keen, though, finding one. There's a second. The final shot in the chamber actually connects. That could have bought Shield enough time, and it does. The Prodigies, they get away with daylight or robbery as they hit 16.
On a half buy, they managed to pull this out? After like 4 rounds in a row? Why would they do that? They were basically like feeding the hope into the mouths of the GentleFolk and then immediately pulling the rug from beneath their feet. You can't do that. At least give them the half buy rounds. At least.
Have the courtesy of doing that and keeping the game going on for a little bit longer. I mean, they gave GentleFolk a lot of very, very easy eco rounds, but they wouldn't exactly, you know, go for the exact same exchange when a W is hanging in the balance. Still, though, brilliant stuff coming out from the Prodigies yet again. That CT side looked chef's kiss.
Convincing. Very, very convincing. You know, it kind of makes me wonder why we don't play Mirage more often, since we're so prominent and since we're so proficient in this map as a whole. But then again, I'm not too disappointed that we don't get to see Mirage that often, because like we've seen from our own CT side, Mirage is a relatively simple map to lock down as a CT, and very, very hard. It takes a lot of brain power to break open an entry as a T. So I guess as a whole, like you don't want to 50-50 the rounds and make it like, oh yeah, we just won like 10-5. Now we're gonna lose 10-5 as well and go into overtime, and let's see where the dice roll lands. So at the end of the day, I'm not too surprised that we don't get to see Mirage all that often. But I'm glad that when we did, we have a very, very convincing dub from the Prodigies.
Yeah, 100%. I just kind of like started to daydrift and daydream a little bit because you talked a little bit about the complexity about actually going for a proper execution on Mirage as well.
Oops.
And it just kind of like brought me back to one of the performance maps that I kind of do every now and then before I actually queue into matchmaking. And it sort of goes through like a little bit of a frag. It just sort of goes through like a couple of dummy targets, pre-fire targets on Mirage when you're exiting through that ramp side, and there's about like 12 different pre-fire angles that, simply put, at the moment that you exit that ramp, you have to be prepared for and check every single one of them. Surprisingly enough, these executions onto A, they require a lot of brain power put together with the smokes as well. So the fact that they were able to get it done in just about 5 rounds time on the T side, good stuff from them as well.
Absolutely. But now, before we head into the closing screen, we do have an interview ready with none other than our resident upper, Mr. Shield, on the call here. Shield, congratulations on the big dub. How are you doing, man? First time we're talking this season as well. I mean, we didn't have a chance to talk because it was Keen that took the mic, but yeah, first time as well after a long time playing Mirage. How's this much of a dilated result, like a 15-10? Was it 16-10? It's a huge result here for the Prodigies. How does it feel?
16-10, yeah.
It feels great. Thanks for having me. It feels good to win the second game of the season. It was too close for comfort. I'd say we wanted it to be more convincing, since I'm pretty sure they were a mix. But they were playing really aggressive, and we weren't adapting as fast as we could after the 7-0 start or what it was.
Yeah, no, you guys did get to a really, really good start. I think it was, as you mentioned, 7-0, and then eventually they got their first round 7-1 when you guys were still on the CT side. But also, just the fact that you guys were able to close off that first half 11-4 on the CT side is absolutely exemplary, given the fact that this is also the first time, I believe, in 2 months that you guys have played Mirage specifically within ESEA. I don't know if you guys have actually been playing this in other external competitions or if you guys have been scrimming this or practicing on the down end, but for returning back to Mirage in 2 months, or for the first time in 2 months on ESEA, were you guys expecting to come out with this huge of a performance? I mean, you already did mention you would have wanted it to be a little bit more convincing, but how have you guys been able to keep yourselves warm on Mirage over the last couple of months?
I mean, it's not like we stopped playing CS for 2 months. I mean, everyone plays Face It, of course, and everywhere is Mirage. Everyone plays it. We even though we brought 2 new players in, we have a really strong system, in my opinion. So it was easy to implement them, and pretty sure they feel comfortable in them and in their positions. And yeah, I mean, we managed to pull through.
Fair enough. So we've heard it. We heard from Shield, who was happy with the new additions here on your roster. But I want to hear from you as well, Shield. So we had the addition of Patrick and Kree onto the roster, and we've seen Patrick on 2 different occasions being really, really clutch here on the frags as a whole. And it does seem like when we go into comm rounds, it does seem like you guys are very clean when it comes to communicating between each other. Like, I want to hear from you. Is the feeling mutual? Like, do you guys feel like you're in a better position? Like, you guys can communicate really, really well. Like, at least for the time being.
Yeah, the communication is on point. I mean, it all comes down to our practice, how
Mhm.
we talk about the game offline, and everyone is on the same page. Everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone knows how to play their spots, and that's how we manage to communicate properly.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, communications have been going really, really well, and obviously us getting a chance to actually tune in here and there a couple of times, it does really sort of paint a really, really dominant and a really, really clear picture as to how you guys are communicating on a much more day-to-day basis throughout some of the rounds as well. There were a couple of scraps and there were a couple of bits that were a little bit messy. I think it was potentially round number 19 or round number, no, it definitely wasn't round number 9. No, it might have actually been round number 19, the first loss on the T side that we also did have an actual team listen into, and it did feel a little bit messy, as if you guys didn't exactly know what to do. I believe you guys were trying to force out a B execution. You had a couple of players that were already lined up inside of apartments willing to toss out a short smoke, and then you also had Keen over towards the top of connector, and he was the first person to go down, if I'm not mistaken. And then you guys decide to actually jump through the apartment windows and try to take the site effectively by storm the B bomb site and try to get the bomb down. But it didn't exactly work out. At least from our outside perspective, it does seem as if there is a couple of loose ideas that are being tossed around with certain executions here and there, and sometimes things don't necessarily go according to plan. But what is usually your plan of attack when it comes to discussing things through with the team?
About the round, that wasn't the best round for you guys to listen to be honest. It kind of broke down, and they blocked us at the start of the round already when Patrick was trying to pressure B, and he got naded like to 19 HP, I think. Like, he was really low. And on the late round, we didn't manage to pull rotations because there were still 3B when we were going, and our Lurk died first, which is not
Mhm.
like ideal. That's why he was calling. I think, yeah, he was calling for us to go underpass to A, and he died, and then we just decided to go at B, and there were 3 already there. So yeah, it just crumbled. Uh, I think already from the start of the round.
I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
We didn't get.
what was
No,
the question?
no. I think it was pretty much
Oh,
answered. Basically, we
yeah,
don't
no,
get to choose
basically, yeah.
what rounds we get to listen in. I guess it's still fine that we get to listen into rounds that don't go as well and see that you guys are still sticking together. So I don't know. Do you want to ask anything else, Tudor? Or are we?
Yeah, no, actually, the last question that I do have,
All right, go for it.
before we do send you off, is Shield. Obviously, you guys have come a very, very long way in the last 2 seasons as well, season 43 and season 44. And things have been going really, really well for the Prodigies overall since you guys have joined in, and with Patrick and Cree being the newest addition. So the last question that I do have for you is, are there any shout outs that you want to give to anyone out there in the community? Is there any little bit of love that you want to spread before we send you on your way?
Yeah, thanks guys for supporting us. Thanks for watching the stream. I really love the production you guys are doing, and I hope everyone watching is enjoying it as well.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Well, we appreciate you so much for coming on and allowing us to pick your brain for the Evening Shield. Once again, huge congratulations on the win, 16-10 on Mirage. Go ahead and celebrate with the boys, and good luck in the following matchup. We can't wait to see you guys back in the server for some more action.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Take care, mate.
Oh, man.
So, there you have it.
Yep, absolutely. I'm glad production is getting a little bit of praise as well. You know, sometimes their ego can get a little bit inflated, but I guess they deserve a little bit of praise every now and again. So they appreciate that. I'm sure they're gonna appreciate it. Right, production. Yeah, there it is. See?
Yeah, exactly.
See, production appreciate. He loves it. He's not gonna shut up about it for like 2 weeks now. It's fine. It's fine.
No.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, it's a commanding lead here, commanding victory. I mean. Shield didn't seem too satisfied with just a 16-10 victory. He wanted to for it to be a little bit more dilated. And after the first half, I guess that's expected. But
Yeah.
Mirage is like he said it himself. Mirage is a map that can get really, really dicey. And it's a map that everybody plays. Like everybody in CSGO plays Mirage.
I think you probably could have just stopped at Mirage as a map.
Mirage is a
and
map.
I would have,
Like-
everyone and their mothers already know exactly what that means. Mirage is simply put
So,
a map.
Even the fact that they're a mix doesn't really mean that they're bad, like as a group, because everybody just knows how to play Mirage. Period.
Yeah.
Regardless, we do have an MVP for you guys as per usual, and our MVP for tonight, Tudor. Who is it?
Ooh. I have a sneaking suspicion that it should be FNK. Man has been. Oh, there we go. I'm actually right for the first time.
No, you're usually right, buddy. At 26 kills for 17 deaths, with an ADR of 123.7 and a headshot percentage of 19.3. I mean, FNK is the MVP again for the second time in a row.
Yeah, I mean, at this stage with a 16-10 finish, 26 rounds of play, and 26 kills overall, he is averaging 1 kill per round, meaning that, well, on paper at the very least, statistically, not a single round hasn't gone by where he hasn't found any impact. That is exactly the kind of well, performance you should expect from one of your top riflers, X/X IGLs. And I did mention that a little bit earlier in the cast. Since he dropped the overall sort of repertoire of being the shot caller for the Prodigies, man has been stepping it up with each passing day on the rifler role. But here are the full list of numbers for every single person. Obviously, Shield not too far behind the man that we just interviewed a hot second ago. 24 kills on top of that with the AWP. He certainly had an absolute screamer of a match tonight as well.
Yep, the average damage per round is insane as well on FNK at 123. It's just an insurmountable amount of damage that man was delivering, like double kills left, right, and center, headshots, body shots, you name it, he had it. Keenan a solid second, Shield and Patrick as well. Everybody performed really well. Even Cree, who we have established is our entry fragger for this new roster of the Prodigies. He himself did a good job at making sure that everybody had the right information and calling out as he entered for for exactly the purpose that he's intended for, which is give information to the team, get an entry, maybe frag a couple of players, and solid win here for the Prodigies once again.
Yeah, definitely so, but obviously that doesn't necessarily mean that the festivities are going to be stopping anytime soon. If we can go ahead and pull up the schedule, we'll once again run you guys through the rest of the action that is going to be, well, coming super duper, well, soon and relatively fast as well over the course of the next couple of days. Obviously, the next, a little bit of opponent that we have is Lil Mix GG. That is going to be taking place in 4 days' time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, some people would say that they're a mix as well, right? I mean,
Yeah,
little
that
mix
is going
GG.
to be on. That is going to be Monday,
Monday.
this month, and immediately after that is going to be Team ESCA, not to be confused with the tournament organizers of ESEA.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have
I don't know, just like the
another
way
game on
just the way
Wednesday.
that you sort of like pronounce it super duper fast, like ESCA.
ESCA.
You get ESCA.
We just call it ESCA. Why not?
Okay, sure. We'll go with that. We'll go with ESCA.
Thank
Why
you.
not?
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing a little bit of ESCA here, as it is going to be the next match after Little Mix GG, and right after that, 3 games, day after day after day, we're gonna play against Jesty.
Yeah, no, looks super good. I'm really stoked for the fact that we have 3 best of ones back to back. It is going to be super stacked, and then obviously the next following up after that is going to be Budapest 5 on the 2nd of May. But as things usually are with ESEA, not everything is 100% set in stone and confirmed. So be sure to go ahead and drop a follow on the stream and ring that notification bell just to make sure that when we go live with all of the ESEA action, you are basically just already ready to tune in. You can also go ahead and follow us on Twitter at Prodigy Agency GG, so you can.
I thought you were gonna plug our Twitter.
No, our Twitters are over there. Oh, now they disappeared.
Well.
That's crap.
That's fine.
Oh well.
But yeah, find the updates on the Twitter page of the Prodigy Agency to know when we're gonna go live. There, it's obviously the best place to find the information, as Tudor was saying. Yeah,
definitely, 100%. Yeah. Also, let's not forget to give a little bit of love and a nice little digital hug to all of our sponsors and partners, Razer, Secretlab, and Refrag, for making everything that we do here at the Prodigies Agency possible in the first place. Thank you so much for supporting us, and thank you, the viewer, for tuning in yet again for some more ESEA action. I've been Tudors. Well, my co-caster has been moderately funny throughout the evening, but his name is AC, obviously. Shock.
moderately. Sir,
Moderately funny. You've been blazingly hysterical, and I've loved every single bit of it. Don't you worry, honey. I love you, and I love you, the viewer at home. We'll see you guys in just a few days' time. Until then, be sure to take care, and we'll see you all on the flip side.
We are Prodigy Agency. We represent and support the best esports players in the world. With our family spirit, we provide everything you need during difficult moments or epic ones. We work on every aspect of your journey, planning and managing your career to find the best teams toward one goal: victory. We negotiate your contracts and transfers. We find sponsors and commercial opportunities. We help you grow your own brand, cultivate your image, and developing your merch, social media, and content. We take care of your health and performances. And everything we do it for you. Your success is our goal. Prodigy Agency, players first.